Odd Boy Out. Young Albert Einstein by Don Brown. Narrated by Mrs. Barrera. On a sunny, cold Friday in the old city of Ulm, Germany, a baby named Albert Einstein is born. It is March 14th, 1879. The joy his family has for the new birth is brief. His grandmother cries, "Much too fat, much too fat." And his mother fears his head is too big. Be patient, and all will be well, the doctor insists. And he is right, although the back of Albert's head will always appear somehow swollen. Albert grows, and soon it's time for him to coo and babble and make cute words, but he says nothing. His family frets and waits and frets and waits. Is Albert well? Finally he talks, and when he does, he can be clever and sharp. And when he is nearly 3, his parents promise Albert a surprise, and he expects a toy, when instead they present him with a baby sister. He says, "Where are the wheels?" Albert is sometimes cruel to his sister Maja. He nearly hits her with a hardball and strikes her in her head with a hoe, and later Maja would say that one needed a sound skull in order to be Albert's sister. Poor Maja is not the only object of Albert's anger, and many times when he's displeased, his face pales, his nose goes white, and a nasty tantrum follows. His temper so terrifies a tutor hired to help young Albert prepare for school that she runs away, never to be seen again. But Albert isn't all anger and brooding. To things he enjoys, he brings a single-minded attention. Houses of cards captivate him, and he builds one 14 stories high. A simple compass, a gift from his father, astonishes Albert. He turns it and tilts it and tips it, and yet the gadget's needle always points north. What hidden thing makes it work, he wonders. The Einsteins move to the large city of Munich. There, Albert's parents encourage his independence, and they take the unusual step of allowing 4-year-old Albert to wander the streets unattended. He starts school. Among his classmates, he is an odd boy. The others love to play ball. Albert doesn't like sports. Soldiers on parade excites the boys. They disturb Albert. And Albert is Jewish, the only one of all the students. Some of his classmates taunt and insult him for it. Young Albert does well in school subjects that he likes, and ignores the others. He likes math, not so Latin and Greek, and when questioned in class, Albert lingers over his responses, frustrating his teachers who prefer quick, snappy answers. And afterward, the teachers see his lips move as he quietly repeats the answer to himself. Is Albert dull-witted? The teachers wonder. Nevertheless, he earns good grades. At home, he practices the violin, especially the music of Mozart. No tutor is necessary to keep Albert to this task. I believe that the love of the subject is a better teacher than a sense of duty, at least for me, he later said. When Albert is 12, his parents invite a medical student named Max Talmud to their home. He and Albert become friends, a rare thing for Albert, who later described himself as having the sense of being a stranger with a need for solitude. Max gives young Albert a geometry book. The exact world of shapes, lines, points, and angles is a wonderwork to him. After a short time, a few months, he had worked through the whole book, Max later said. He thereupon devoted himself to higher mathematics. Soon, the flight of his mathematical genius was so high that I could no longer follow. Unlike the charms of math, Other schoolwork bores Albert. The mindless and mechanical method of teaching caused me great difficulties, he said. I would rather let all kinds of punishment descend upon me than to learn to rattle off something by heart. His disinterest in schoolwork and distant manner irked some of his teachers. One tells Albert he would never get anywhere in life. Albert ignores the teacher's prediction and occupies himself with music and math. He mulls puzzlements of his own invention. What would it be like to ride a light beam, he wonders? Would the world appear the same if you raced at light's phenomenal speed? When Albert is about 15, his father's business takes the family to Milan, Italy. But before Albert can leave Germany, the law says he must serve in the military. So, he's left behind to first complete high school and then the army. Albert moves into a boarding house. His mood turns black. Albert is miserable at school and longs for the comfort of his family. His happiness and health sink. To recover, he is given special permission to quit school and join the others in Italy. Life is sunny there. Albert has his family, museums to visit, and of course his private study of math. For this, Albert can push everything else from his thoughts, much as he did when he built houses of cards. Even at parties, Albert unravels knotty math problems, unaware of the guests, the talk, and the music. He tries to enroll in Zurich Polytechnic, a college in Switzerland, but unprepared in the school subjects that he had neglected, Albert fails the entrance test. He spends the next year earning his high school diploma and then enters Polytechnic and trains to be a scientist. Young Albert graduates and tries to find work teaching at a university, but no job appears. So in 1902, he takes the position of Expert 3 class at the Swiss Patent Office, a kind of government library for new inventions. Albert marries and becomes a father. The duties of family and work do not stop him from puzzling and wondering about math, about light, time, the world, the universe, and sometimes he pushes his baby son's carriage through the streets of Zurich. Like a night filled with stars, Albert's mind is bright with glowing ideas. And as stars are joined together into images called constellations, Albert's ideas make a picture of space and time and energy and matter that no one has ever seen before. Albert says that light is made up of tiny bits of energy called photons that behave like a spray of water from a hose. He says that everything is in motion, and when something moves very fast as light, strange things can happen, like clocks running slower and objects becoming shorter. Albert says that something as tiny as a grain of sand is the vessel of unimaginable energy. For scientists, Albert's discoveries mean the photoelectric effect, theories of relativity, and E equals mc squared. But for the rest of us, his ideas mean automatic door openers, television, space travel, and atomic energy. For Albert, his work earns him a great award, the Nobel Prize. He becomes famous, but to him, fame is like the hubbub of his parents' parties, something to be ignored while he enjoys wonders and puzzlements of his own invention. For the world, Einstein comes to mean not fat baby or angry child or odd boy, but great